Throughout my YouTube journey, Picturesque Art has always been a pillar. It's what I use to promote my existence online, either through Reddit, Twitter, or Instagram. So, in a way of celebrating the channel's growth beyond 500 subscribers, I'd like to show you guys a time-lapse, and hopefully, I get to highlight my journey through it. The beginning of every Picturesque art starts with a picture. So a portion of the time is typically spent trying to capture a good one. For Minecraft, I used to replay mod to help with angles, and once I found one, I take a screenshot. Then I go into Photoshop, which is where the magic happens. Since the original background for the Glow Squid isn't great, I decided to make my own. And in the case of Deep Water, I didn't take too long to make it. All it needed were a bunch of ambient coloring and a bunch of light rays to sell the underwater look. Once the background is done, it's time to work on the squid. In this process, there are typical touches made to improve it, such as adding a glow to it, or to make its tentacles more distinct from each other. Once the adjustments are made, I turn to dry brushes and blurs to smoothen the corners, and I added a bunch of paper textures. After that, I turn to edges and outlines to give it a penciled look. It is worthy to note that in each process, there is a lot of trial and error, alongside adjustments to see what works and what doesn't. There is a lot of playing around for sure. At this point in my art, I decided to add a bunch of adjustment layers so that I can always tweak the artwork as a whole without affecting its individual parts, which I can do so at any time. The artworks I make typically suffer the same fate. No matter where they're posted, I will always get comments accusing me of using either AI or a filter. Though many filters are used in my art, I'd argue that they are each made with significant time and effort. Next up, I overlaid a watercolor texture to the artwork. At this point, I realized that the glow effect that I added earlier was making the background less nice, so I decided to tone it down a bit. Once I feel it's good enough, it's time to add a bunch of soaks and smudges to make the image more watercolory or dreamy. This is typically a trial and error process, as I try to randomize the smudges to cloud the image without diluting the subject. Once I'm satisfied, the next step is drops. Drops for me is a way of adding sparkles to an art. Since I reduced the glow of the squid, I decided to primarily focus the drops around the squid to give it a twinkling effect. There is a lot of experimentation with this, as exemplified by the many layers I created. As always, there are a bunch of adjustments along the way. Once it is all done, I decided to experiment with frames, with each frame created with a different brush or a different crop. This is typically my favorite process, as it always feels like a game of reveal, where the artwork comes to life in a very self-involved way. It's been a while since I made art again. If there's anything I learned from this, it's that an AI can never replace my worth, even if they make better art. In my resolve, it was my personal involvement that gave it meaning, and nothing will ever take that away. To this end, I am proud of my work. Thank you for watching. My name is Sandvoknate, and I'll see you in the next one.